use this army before it's broken. This has been popular for Town Hall 17 prior to the electric boots being released, but the electric boots make it that much stronger. What am I talking about? I am talking about mass dragons here, with a little bit of giant arrow on the side there. You can get insane 320 days across the board. It's super easy to do. And let me show you some attacks to kind of show you the true strength of this attack here. All right, so here we have a base that I'm sure a lot of people have seen so far here. It's a relatively common base. Double rage bases here are probably your best options for this attack. The reason why is because if you can actually get into the rage towers, you can actually take out a ton of value. Almost like a fireball loves to take out rage tower, same thing here. Unfortunately, these rage towers are pretty deep into the base, so getting into the center is going to be a work. We start the attack at 2 minutes and 12 seconds, so you can kind of see that this is honestly a medium style attack, but majority of the time of this attack comes down to this RC charge here. So just what we're doing right now is we're trying to weaken the defenses. A lot of the high HP defenses we're trying to weaken to let the electric boots take it out as we go further into the base. So you can kind of see some of these invises are kind of aggressive in covering certain defenses, in not letting our RC take it out, but the boots instead. As the fire spitter gets low, we invis it so she can then go and work on a different defense, get deeper into the base, and do more damage. Now, unfortunately, we actually do not take out any of the rage towers, but we do enough damage where we kind of already half one of the rage towers, and we take a lot of funneling, a lot of key defenses, and here is the giant arrow. The lineup, we do miss the other air defense, but we take out an air sweeper and we take out an air defense. That is enough value that we need. Air sweepers, air defenses, all you really need. Now, because we have this corner taken out, all we have to do is go right into the rage. Using the warden ability on a rage tower is really great value no matter what. The rage does pop, but we're going to hold off a little bit because our dragons aren't massively weak just yet here. We're going to try to hold off until the very last moment, and now we pop it. That should carry us for a good amount of time here. The rage tower in the middle does take a little bit. Also, noted, we did recall the RC, and now we replaced it on her on the left side to help and assist the queen, to help our dragons continue stay in the funnel. But even if she goes down, she has the phoenix on her to be able to get even more value. The monolith, I would say, is probably the second scariest thing right behind rage tower compartments for this attack. But the rage tower compartments, as I said, are kind of actually really nice because the RC can typically take them out pretty nicely. And as this attack is wrapping up here, you can kind of see there is a lot of dragons still alive. Our heroes, we have 3 of them, all very healthy. Not even close, honestly. The RC was the only one that went out, and that's because we sent her right into a monolith. Very strong attack. I'm sure you guys are wondering right now, why use the Phoenix over the Fox? There are variants of this attack strategy that use the Fox instead of the Phoenix. I personally do not like that because, yes, you can use less spells for the charge, and then you can use more spells for your main army, which can be very nice. However, the timing of the invis spells and the Spirit Fox typically don't line up very nicely, where there's enough space where a little bit of damage can happen, either on the Fox is trailing behind a little bit too much. You can't be as aggressive with the spells as if you're putting an invis spell forward into the attack. The Fox might be exposed. There's a lot of different variants where I do not like the Spirit Fox, but if you can get one that works, that's fine. I prefer the Phoenix, and even if she does go down, you can still recall her with the Phoenix and maybe do a little bit. So let's take a look at another attack here. This attack here is double poison. We did show a double rage, a double poison. What I'm kind of looking for here is immediately I am looking for giant arrow value. Giant arrow value, either air defenses 2 air defenses are very, very nice. Maybe the air sweepers. Air sweepers are really annoying for an all-air attack, so those are some high priorities. There's a massive hole in the space, but we actually do not end up taking advantage of that. I don't even know if I knew that there was a massive hole in the space. What we're going to do is we're going to want to try to take out this monolith, because that is rage towers, and then monolith are our value. And if we can take out an air defense or 2, that would be very nice as well. So we do end up starting off on the top right to create a chunk funnel and start taking out just an entire corner. We got to be really careful that the RC does not go on to the outside. We do want to push her in, so we do aggressively spell backwards. And that does give us, unfortunately, we do have to waste another invis. We have to be kind of aggressive with it, but as you can see, we take out the monolith, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. We try not to take out the poison tower, because as you can see, now the RC is a lot slower, and we don't really want her wasting her time on the town hall. Yes, I understand that the town hall is very important to take out, but with the passive damage and everything, we don't want her spending too much time on the town hall. And realistically, the town hall doesn't actually... The town hall is not that scary. You can definitely hold off. So as the invis goes out, we recall her, and now look at how much damage it is. Before the queen gets placed, look at how much damage she has achieved. We're at 21%, and the main thing is that is mostly defenses. This is stronger than a Sarch, because with a Sarch you can get a lot of just miscellaneous buildings and whatnot. The RC has almost no risk of dying, and she took out a ton of key defenses here. Absolutely obliterated the core. Now, we go with the giant arrow through the middle to take out the air sweepers. Those won't be bothering us. And because we have the top section and the queen working on the bottom section here, we have our relatively strong funnel here. So as we're coming in, our army does tend to split quite a bit, but that's completely fine. We do actually end up popping our minion prince down below to help, and we place our RC down below to help and assist the queen yet again. There's different other strategies where the RC placement is not supporting the queen, and hopefully I can show you guys that in the next one here. But as you can see, we still haven't popped the warden ability, and this is not even close. Phoenix is still providing value, and again, queen can definitely finish this on her own, but we swag the warden ability. We have a ton of dragons still alive, and again, not even close to failing here. The double invis base, double rage, double poison, double invis, and why these can be a little bit tricky. Depending on the pathing of the RC, double invis can definitely restrict her pathing, but maybe you can use that towards your advantage. This one in particular is actually extremely nice for the RC charge. In my head, I am looking at this as I'm going to giant arrow through the middle here to pop both invises and hopefully get any value that we can. And the reason I'm doing that instead of going for air defenses is because my RC should be able to take out a good amount of the air defenses on her own. So again, being very aggressive with the invises. Unfortunately, we're a little too aggressive where we had to burn another one additionally because she stepped a little bit out of the distance. That's completely fine. We have 11 of them, so feel free to use them as much as you want to. So, we're going straight down the middle. We're taking out the air sweepers. The damage of the aura easily takes out the air sweepers, and we basically just gut the center of the space. Now, as I was saying, the double invises, unfortunately, are a little bit tricky because we had to burn one as she goes in towards the middle. The invis pops, so she's going to redirect, and it gets kind of weird because, again, if we had another invis, we would have to do that, but we do have the recall because we don't have any more invises, and that's completely fine. Now, if for whatever reason these invises weren't popped here, the queen arrow through the middle would pop both of them, just like that, and we just start in with our funnel. The queen is taking out the bottom section. We actually place the RC on the opposite side to hopefully create a top section funnel, as well as the queen taking out the bottom section to go straight in towards the town hall here. Again, the town hall is not that scary. I do think we end up popping a rage here. Maybe not. Maybe we hold on to that. I mean, realistically, though, they were really bunched up. That's probably where the Town Hall does the most damage, and they're not even they're about halfway. Minion Prince slows down everything. RC's coming in, and again, she has the Phoenix on her, so she can continually do a ton of damage. And yet again, we end up swagging the Warden ability because it is that strong here. This army is absolutely insane. I'm making this video mostly for my clanmates, but if you guys have clanmates, if you stumble across this and you want to send this to your own clanmates, I would definitely encourage it, because I definitely believe that the electric boots are going to get nerfed extremely soon, because it is honestly broken. Once again, for the army, we just have mass dragons. You can cut out the headhunters and giants and all that kind of stuff and add an additional dragon if you want to, but I like a little bit of support for my queen, a giant for tanking, and then a little bit of headhunters if she gets into trouble. We have a rage to kind of speed up. You can either use that on the RC if you get stuck on the town hall, or I like to use it for the main army just to get through maybe big chunks. And then the recall is in the CC, just so, you know, in case you guys don't have it maxed out, you're definitely going to want that. And then the CC itself is actually mostly a stone slammer. I do have a blimp just in case I'm going in from the opposite side and things get a little bit dicey, but almost entirely use the stone slammer. And then just 2 more dragons and 3 balloons in the CC. Now for equipment, I have the jelly on the Minion Prince, and then obviously his normal stuff. I do not have him maxed out, and I don't have his equipment maxed out, but that does not matter. Mostly the Dark Orb is the major thing that you're going to want. For the Queen, we have the Unicorn, we have the Healer Puppet, and the Giant Arrow. That basically gives her 4 healers, which isn't as strong as a Queen charge, but it should keep her alive in most scenarios where she's going around the base. She's not going deep into the base, so she should be fine. For the Warden, we actually go with the Owl because it is a air pet, along with the air strategy. Warden obviously on air, and we go double tome. The reason we go double tome instead of Rage Gem is really good if you have healers present in your army to heal your army. If you don't have that, I would recommend the healing for the troops itself. Now, obviously, being an air attack, you're going to want the healing because healers don't work on that instead of the rage. And then the RC, yet again, we have the Phoenix. Some people like to use the Spirit Fox. I do not recommend that. Obviously, the electric boots, and then you can pair it up with, I think, best scenario is the spear, just because when you recall her, you can put her back in and clear another section, or support the queen or something like that. You can use the spear for funneling purposes. The haste vial works just fine if you don't have the spear. Not my personal choice. I do use that on my secondary account because I don't have my spear leveled up. So I do know it is pretty decent. I'd actually end up typically popping the haste during the invis section for that type of attack. Gets a little sporadic, but definitely works. If you don't have either of those 2 leveled up, the Hog Puppet does work as well. Probably the worst variant is the out of those 2, and I wouldn't really recommend the shield or the Royal Gem out of there. But yeah, that is the army. It is extremely simple, and you can use it very, very nicely, very easily in wars, CWL, whatever. I want to test this out on Town Hall 13, 14, 15, and 16, so I'm going to be making videos on those as well. But if you enjoyed it, drop a like.